Welcome back, everyone. I'm Jane McCarthy.
And I'm Mark Hanrahan. According to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, the national maternal mortality rate has more than doubled over the past 3 decades, putting women in the United States in the company of women in Libya, Iran, and Turkey.
Last half hour, we talked with a Spokane mom who suffered a severe hemorrhage when she delivered her baby. Fortunately, her hospital was equipped to deal with it. Well, now we hear from another local mom who wants you to know advocating for yourself could be the key to saving your life.
Hi, Carly.
I mean, I'd wanted to be a mommy for so long, and then I had this little girl.
The day baby Carly arrived was the best day of Debbie Maloney's life. But it was also a day Debbie's life was perilously fragile. You were in serious shape.
Yeah.
Seriously bad shape.
I was.
A week before Carly arrived, Debbie started feeling ill. How were you feeling in that week?
It was the worst pain I have ever felt in my life. And it was just like right here. And so I really didn't think it was labor. Then I started to get sicker. I was throwing up. I called my midwife and she said, "Oh, I think you have a stomach virus." And then I continued to get worse.
Debbie was living in Western Washington at the time. The pain got so bad she went to her hospital, but staff kept sending her home.
It was awful. So, but other than that, I was just like, I don't know. I was trusting my providers because they're the experts, not me.
But time and again, the experts kept missing the signs.
It was just like the worst excruciating pain I've ever felt. And they were going to send me home again, but the nurse was like, "No, I think we should take some blood work."
It turns out Debbie had a life-threatening condition called HELLP Syndrome.
Had you ever heard of HELLP Syndrome?
I hadn't, no.
If you develop severe pre-eclampsia, that can lead to HELLP syndrome, where the constriction of all of your blood vessels can cause end damage to your organs, like your liver, your kidneys.
Dr. Lacey Marks is with Multicare Rockwood in Spokane.
This wasn't your case.
Yeah.
But what do you say to someone who says, "I know what's happening with my body and I'm kind of being ignored right now"?
You have to stand up for yourself.
With HELLP syndrome, Debbie was at high risk of having a stroke or bleeding to death.
Your platelets can drop so low that your ability to form a blood clot can disappear. And if you develop, for example, very high blood pressure and you can't form a blood clot, you're at risk of having a stroke, but a dangerous kind of stroke called a hemorrhagic stroke, where you can bleed into the brain. And these are a lot harder to treat and have a higher mortality rate.
Debbie did not have high blood pressure, which may be one reason the staff at the hospital in Western Washington kept brushing her off, until that one attentive nurse ordered a blood test.
The doctor even told me, she came in and she's like, "It's a good thing you were persistent and listened to your body." She's like, "You are very sick."
So sick, they rushed her back for a C-section.
What do you know now that you didn't know then?
Now I know like how really life-threatening it could have been to both me and Carly. I'm gonna block you.
No.
Yeah.
Today, Carly is happy and healthy, and Debbie is too.
Tic-tac-toe, 3 in a row.
She's thankful to that one nurse who listened to her pleas that day.
I tell everybody, I really think that RN that was there in triage that night is the one that really saved me, because she's the one that pushed for it.
Because if you had gone home,
It could have been a whole nother story. Yeah.
Thankfully, Debbie is here to tell her valuable story, and perhaps her experience will help you or someone you love.
what advice would you give to other women?
Listen to your body and fight for yourself.
So it's important to advocate for yourself. How do you do that? Well, for starters, make sure your hospital is prepared for the unexpected for delivery. Specifically, some hospitals have crash carts to use in an emergency, like if a mom is hemorrhaging. Not all of them, though, have these life-saving protocols, so ask. Also, listen to your body. Moms are actually at risk from pregnancy for up to a full year after delivery. Spikes in blood pressure, dizziness, headaches, those are all warning signs of more serious problems. And then lastly, speak up. If you think there's a problem, if you're not feeling right, speak up. There is proof, like in Debbie's case, that it can save a life.
Gotta be your